Information. You haven't seen this gentleman, but I can tell you one thing. He actually owns his own catering company called Heavenly Catering, straight out of Dallas. He's actually on the number 4 spot. So when you type in catering Dallas, you'll see him right there. I love his homemade cooking, his delicious cuisines. He has so many different creativities when it comes to delivery, creativity, and food taste overall. But I can tell you, he's actually our VP of Business Development. He is the gentleman you have to go through to get your business partnership. More importantly, he's been with TNT for the longest, and he is leading the national expansion in this company. All 50K passive income, 6 figures from home for life. I don't know about you, but that gets me excited to wake out of bed every day. But this gentleman is facts driven. He's helped me and a host of other folks in the audience pretty much get to the level that we're on. But I don't want to steal out his thunder. Here to close us out, please give it up for Mr. Aundre Speaking.
Back there, Mr. Spencer, I appreciate you. Yeah, we just want to get you guys get your blood going a little bit. You've been sitting for about 45 minutes to an hour, so we just definitely wanted to get you up and get your blood flowing a little bit. How's everybody doing so far? Outstanding, outstanding. Let's give it up for our gracious host, Miss Ashley West. That young lady has come an incredible way, being a single mom, having a couple of kids, and still being able to get on that road to 6 figures from home for life. She makes an incredible income now. She's well in the 5-figure mark, month in and month out. And she's going to definitely have the true freedom that we talk about with our businesses. So I'll tell you a little bit about myself and my background. Aundre Speaking. I'm originally from Louisville, Kentucky. I'm the father of 5. I have 4 girls and 1 boy. And even though I have 1 boy, he's more like 4 because he's like 6'1", and he's about 350 pounds. It's a funny story about him. I took him to get his physical before football. And so, of course, he's still under 18. So he still has to go to the pediatrician, but he's built like a grown man. So I take him to the pediatrician, right? And they step on the scale, and the lady got to 300, and she was like, well, we're just going to put 300 plus. I said, well, why? How much does he weigh? Well, our scale only goes that big. And I was like, oh, okay. So I need to take him over here to, Fort Worth, take him down to the stockyards and put him up there with the bulls, And so in that time, I've had an incredible opportunity to be a father, to really be an inspiration to my children, to really believe that this is possible. Because many years ago, when I came to the TNT group, I had different businesses that I had owned previous. I used to be a nightclub owner. Many of you may not remember Deep Ellum back about 10, 12 years ago. Deep Ellum was very, what's a good word to say? Dark in color. And so it was an incredible opportunity back then to have a nightclub and be a nightclub owner. But the one thing that I was missing during that time was financial education. So we made an incredible amount of money. Me, my brother, and ex-Atlanta Falcon football player, gentleman by the name of William Carr. He's actually now coaching down at UT. So, but we had an incredible opportunity to build a lot of money. And but we had no financial sense at all. I will tell you, one of the things that we did that was crazy. None of us are really hockey fans. I'm a sports fan, but a hockey fan. Most money that we probably spent in one day was about $15,000. We took a private jet from Dallas to New Jersey to watch a hockey game. Okay? Now, we got 2 semi-pro football players, 1 professional football player, and a basketball player. Never played hockey. We black guys from the hood. I'm just gonna be real with you. And we just didn't do that. And we flew to that game and took a private jet. And it was like, man. And that was $15,000 a piece, just so you know. And we were just like, wow, this is so much fun. But since we had no financial education, we lost all that. We ended up losing our nightclubs. We had to close the doors because we were young, in our 20s, and not really thinking. And see, when you come to a group like this with TNT, when they found me a few years ago, that was one of the things that they really brought to the table. See, TNT has showed myself and many others how to really grow and be effective in business. Not just making money. A lot of people think that you quit a job to get a job. You remember the gentleman we're talking about, the E, the S, and the B and I, right? Well, the left side, most people quit a job to start a business, and they don't realize that you work 3 times as hard working for yourself. Many people will know doctors, lawyers, many of them are self-employed. Look at the hours they have to put in to get that six-figure income that's in a higher tax bracket. See, many of you didn't get a self-employed job and be going business for yourself just to make money. Everybody wanted their freedom. What you wanted was time. Can everybody agree with that? It wasn't about money. If you made $1 million, if you made 100,000, you wanted to have more time to spend with your children, to spend with your spouse, to spend with your next door neighbor and going fishing if you're single. You know, you wanted to have that opportunity. And see, what happened is that at some point in your life, you developed your why. And we're going to talk a little bit about that in building your business. What is your why? Why do you do what you do? Why do you get up every day and continue to grind out doing your business? Because what your business is not who you are. I hope you understand that. See, I'm a chef by trade. I have been, I've had an opportunity to travel the world, cook many different places, cook for some very predominant and famous people. I don't consider myself to be a celebrity chef, but in Dallas, this is what they call me. So I'm going to run with it because I can charge more for it. So I have no problem with that. But I realized that being a chef is what I do. It's not who I am. And see, who I am is somebody that wants to change somebody else's life. See, one of my philosophies and goals is that I'm truly not a success unless I make somebody else successful. I don't care how much money you make. If you don't have successors behind you, you're truly not successful. Because see, we're all here to help each other. We're all here to build with one another. We're all here to be a team. See, I'm a religious man, and I believe that the reason that God put other people here, because he said he never wanted us to be alone. I don't know how many of y'all read the good book, or read your book, whatever it is. Pretty much you know that we're not meant to be alone. That's why we have multiple people. See, you weren't meant to do it by yourself. There really are no solo jobs out there. It may only take one person to do it. When you think about tennis, tennis is a very interesting sport that I've gotten into in the last 5 to 10 years. And everybody always thinks that, oh my God, Venus is this, and Serena is that, and Andre is this, and they didn't do it by themselves. They had a team. You just see them play, just that one person. So there's nothing out there that you can do by yourself. So don't believe the hype. If you're selfish, you're gonna lose a lot of money. And if you don't learn to give, you're always gonna lose. So I want y'all to keep that in mind when you think about your why. Why are you doing what you do? So everybody, close your eyes real quick. And I want you to think back to when you were about 4 or 5 years old, when the world was completely open and available for you. Think about what you wanted to be when you grew up at 5. Some people wanted to be school teachers, firemen. Some people wanted to jump out of planes, go to the military. But how many of y'all really thought about being an entrepreneur? How many really thought about having those examples of people who went before you that made a lot of money? How many of you really thought about that? See, that happened as time went on in your life. See, you develop a stronger why. Your why could be your children. Your why could be your spouse, could be your mom. See, for a kid like me, when I was 10 years old, my mom died in a fatal car accident. And so 10 years old, I lost my best friend, I lost my girlfriend, I lost my chef, I lost all that. And see, 10 years old, that's where my why began, because I didn't want to let her down. And then I had children, and I didn't want to let them down either. Because see, I want them to understand that you don't have to get up and go to work every day, work a 9 to 5 to build somebody else's dream. You can build your own. And you can start at any time. You just need a 5-year gap. That's it. 3 to 5 years is what the gentleman we're talking about up here. It doesn't matter your age. There's a little girl in Massachusetts. She had an incredible why. She was her mom. Her father had passed away many years before, and she wanted to help her mom financially, but she was too young to work. She was like 12, 13 years old. And you can look it up. I'll give you the website for the young lady. But what the young lady did was she started a salon boutique in her garage at 13. She'd have her friends come over, they do hair, do makeup. You ladies did that over the years, right? They played with the dolls. And what she did was she turned it into a business and started teaching lessons to girls in the neighborhood. charging $5 here, $10 there. Within about a year, she had built it to about $105,000 business at 13. And then she wrote a book. She has sold almost 30,000 copies of that book at 13. She's now 16 now, and she's worth about $750,000 in 3 years. By the time she hits 18, she'll be a millionaire, not even out of high school. She's not thinking about college, she's thinking about what business to buy. But she had a strong why. She wanted to help her mom because her mom was struggling. When their father passed away, they had no more money. She was a stay-at-home mom. Mom had no skills. So she had to go back to work. I believe they said her mom was working at some fast food joint or something that only makes, minimum wage or better. But the little girl put that idea together. 3 years, she's financially free at 16. What's your excuse? What has been holding you back? Is it negative people? No. Is it the job that you're on? No. Is it society? Is it Trump, the president? No. We're going to have a real conversation. It's you. And see, your why should change you. If your why doesn't drive you to get up every single morning and be successful constantly, your why is not strong enough. It's not. Your why should be stronger than the snooze button. I know there's plenty of people in here that hit the snooze button, right? I got my snooze button people out here? Yeah. Exactly. Your why should be stronger than the snooze button. Those 5 minutes, the reason you set the time to get up at that time is because you needed to get up so you can hit your success. Stop being lazy, get up. It's your why. And whenever you decide that you want to change will occur. But if you continue on the way that you have, you're going to get what you deserve. Because if the last 5 years, you haven't seen the success you want, the next 5 years is going to be exactly the same. Unless you do what? Change. I'll leave you guys with one more story. I had a great opportunity the other day to do some networking with some incredible folks over at the Texas Air Hogs. And it was something that the gentleman that was up there speaking said. He said something about family. And he had many people up there with him. And one of the people he had up there, of course, was his daughter and a long, long time childhood friend that was up there with him. But what I noticed the most, when he kept using the word family, many of the people that were up here with him were people that went through the struggle to build their business. Not his actual family, per se. These are people that put in the blood, sweat, and tears, put in the sweat equity to build an incredible company. And we're talking about a guy that's a millionaire, owns several teams. Y'all might know him. His name is Donnie Nelson. The Maverick season just opened today. And so I had an incredible opportunity to sit down and talk. And what I gleaned from him is that it's not about you. It's about others. And once you take yourself out of the equation and be selfless, you'll see more success. And that, once again, requires what? Change. So if you're not willing to change, stay broke. I'm just going to be honest with you. I was in the same boat. Became a millionaire, lost a millionaire. Started another business, became, 6 figures, lost those 6 figures. Had to start over twice. It was a hard, grueling road because I didn't want to change. Then I picked up the book, Not to Use Some Personal Development, and Kiyosaki basically told me that I was a dumb. And so I kept on reading, and basically he taught me, he said, the problem isn't that you're not a hard worker, it's that you don't know what to do with your money. So I'm gonna leave you guys with the quote because I see my host coming up here. In order to change your lifestyle, you have to change your style of life. In order to see increase in oneself, you have to decrease oneself. In order to see profitability in any relationship or business partnership, you have to develop yourself to be profitable. And don't always look for the biggest return. You look for the long-term return. come up here, I give it to you guys. Miss West, will you come back up here and give everybody else